This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Our crew's first responsibility on scene was to basically protect that exposure from igniting and creating another exposure.
And CDC, along with local public health officials and across the globe, constantly monitor for these new variants. They monitor how the virus changes. And that's why we are able to see that new variant is coming up.
Oftentimes there's not that much we can do about the weather. We live in Wisconsin, but there are things we can do to improve our balance and how we sense ourselves and our bodies in space.
We had so many incredible, powerful female role models that we are continuing to need in society. And that's what Miss America is all about. We're promoting those women. We're promoting that powerful platform.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for watching News 8 Now. I'm Dua Estrar, that's Derek Sibley. But before we get started, I just wanted to take a few moments to explain why many of you will be waking up alongside with me for the next few weeks. As you know, we have some changes happening at News 8. We're getting a new set, so we're reuniting our evening anchors, Amy DuPont and Ken Kazarowski. So I'll be filling in the meantime, and I hope you're going to enjoy waking up right beside me. But we're going to take a little break and toss it over to Derek. First of all, Derek, it was a little rainy this morning.
Yeah, it sure was. And by the way, welcome to the show, Dua. We're glad to have you this morning. Let's get a live look here from City Cam 8 behind me. Things are definitely on the gloomy side here this morning, and that's because we are tracking scattered rain showers that continue to move their way north across the Coulee region. And some of the heavier showers are kind of focused down to the south, especially down towards the Prairie du Chien area, northward into Vernon County, as well as into Monroe and into La Crosse County too. Mainly across our central zones is where we're seeing the most shower activity, if you will. And this continues to move north across into our northern zones, Chippewa into Eau Claire and also into Rusk County, looking at some light showers moving into your neighborhood as well this morning. With current temperatures into those mid to upper 30s, it's 36 now in La Crosse and 38 degrees in La Crosse, 36 in Eau Claire, I should say, 36 degrees currently in Sparta here too. Wind chill values though make temperatures feel like they're into those low to mid 30s though, with your planner here looking pretty wet throughout the morning into the afternoon as well as into the evening hours, with temperatures holding steady into the upper 30s to low 40s, making it pretty mild here throughout the day. Dua?
Well, the Ho-Chunk Nation police are still searching for a missing woman. A Ho-Chunk Nation post says 50-year-old Felicia Wana has been missing since December 29. Police say she may be in a mental health crisis. They have also shared more photos of her. Felicia is 50 years old and 5 feet 4 inches with brown hair and eyes. If you have seen Felicia or have any information about her location, police urge you to contact either the Ho-Chunk Police Department or Monroe County Sheriff's Office. We have phone numbers for both of those departments listed at the bottom of our screen. No one was injured after a shed fire in Sparta. A fire broke out on Saturday afternoon on State Road 16. Assistant Fire Chief Robert Arnold says a home was close to the shed but did not catch on fire.
Our crew's first responsibility on scene was to basically protect that exposure from igniting and creating another exposure.
Cause of the fire is still under investigation, but Assistant Chief Arnold says the cause is likely electrical. Also in Monroe County, no one is injured after a vehicle fire in the town of Leon. Sparta Fire Chief Mike Arnold says the department got the call while they were on the scene of the Sparta shed fire. Arnold says he saw a column of smoke as he arrived.
The only way to access the fire was with four-wheel drive and our all-wheel drive engine. Once we finally got to the vehicle, it was fully engulfed. The occupants of the vehicle were out in the woods and they were going to do some wood cutting.
Though the cause of the fire is not clear, Arnold says it likely started in the engine and spread to the rest of the vehicle. Arnold says the vehicle was a total loss, but again, no one was injured. Monroe County Sheriff's Department and Sparta Fire and Ambulance responded at the scene. Falls can happen any time of the year, but changing temperatures can lead to risky, icy conditions. Doctors at UW Health recommend not only clearing the ice, but also putting down salt or other ice melting compounds. They also said plenty can be done to prevent winter falls.
Oftentimes there's not that much we can do about the weather. We live in Wisconsin, but there are things we can do to improve our balance and how we sense ourselves and our bodies in space.
Doctors say if someone loses consciousness or stops breathing after a fall, to call 911 immediately. While calling all puzzle fans, the River City Hobby Store in downtown La Crosse held its first annual Cubing Club meeting Sunday, and their theme of the day was all about Rubik's Cubes. For people who never played, this club was the perfect place to learn. It was also a chance for more advanced players to practice their skills on different kinds of cubes. One of the organizers' kids inspired the club after a cubing competition in Rochester.
Just seeing the community and talking to new kids about cubing and teaching each other new algorithms. I just love that atmosphere, and I wanted to bring it to here into La Crosse.
And don't worry, if you missed Sunday's Cubing Club meeting, the next one will be hosted on February 19th from noon to 2. A local author hosted a book signing at Pearl Street Books on Saturday called Sally the Squirrel Who Goes to School. La Crosse's own Jolene Goodman wrote her first book in December, taking place in Cashton. Goodman says her book is dedicated to her grandchildren.
I have just loved children's stories, and I was really missing my grandchildren during the pandemic, and wrote them mostly for them. And so this was the first one that was published.
If you missed the signing and would like to check out her book, you can pick up your own copy at Pearl Street Books in downtown La Crosse. Well, it was the final day to catch the Show Choir Classic in Onalaska on Saturday. Choirs from across Minnesota and Wisconsin came to perform. Onalaska's choir director says keeping this annual tradition is alive for the club and the entire community.
It's never not happened, even through snowstorms, and they've always been, I don't think a classic has ever been canceled. So it does generate a lot of revenue if we get a lot of people to come and eat our food. So it's definitely our main fundraiser of the year.
And it wasn't just group songs. Soloists also got a chance to perform for the judges and compete in the finals. And also at the show choir competition on Saturday, Miss America. This year's winner, Grace Stanke, is from Wisconsin. She says Miss America is about empowering women and girls, and she hopes to help spread that message in her role.
We had so many incredible, powerful female role models that we are continuing to need in society. And that's what Miss America is all about. We're promoting those women. We're promoting that powerful platform.
Grace also performed with her violin and says she enjoys connecting with kids and learning their stories. Would your kid like to be an air cadet? If so, they're in luck. The La Crosse Composite Squadron is recruiting the next generation later today. Through the Civil Air Patrol Cadet Program, kids over 12 can get a chance to experience flight, learn to be a pilot, and eventually could join the Air Force. Interested kids and their parents can learn more about the informational session at the Civil Air Patrol building. That'll go on from 7:30 p.m. until 8:30, and those who attend will also get the chance to tour the building and get to know current cadets. Also happening today, Viterbo University is honoring one of America's great civil rights leaders. At the Fine Arts Center, keynote speakers and professors will be honoring Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. Speakers at the event aim to educate, inspire, and encourage the La Crosse community to work together to get rid of oppression. A community member will also be presented with this year's Martin Luther King Jr. Leadership Award that honors someone in the area who represents King's ideals. This year, Bridget Todd Robbins, who works in youth supporters, will be honored.
It's an opportunity to elevate those that are leading in our community. It's an opportunity to come together for this event and celebrate our culture in our community.
This event is free and open to the public. It starts today at 7 p.m. at Viterbo's Fine Arts Center and will also be streamed on Facebook. Still ahead on your morning news, TSA PreCheck comes to La Crosse, and we will share how you can apply. And some schools are banning a new artificial intelligence tool. Worried students can use it to write their papers. We have those stories and more when we come back. But for now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. An anonymous donor is helping an animal protection shelter in Detroit, Michigan, after someone broke into the facility last week and stole 4 dogs. The donor is giving the shelter $500,000 so it can improve its security. Make a Difference Rescue is currently home to 45 dogs that have been found, abandoned, or abused across Detroit. Make a Difference Rescue hopes to raise $1 million by the spring to build their dream dog shelter. Don't go anywhere. More News 8 Now after this morning break.
Well, it sure is a pretty gloomy start outside, as you can see there from City Cam 8, and we are tracking some rain showers that continue to move in across the area here as well. And you can see the rain here kind of moving its way from south to north all across the Coulee region currently as we speak. And our current temperature readings are into those mid to upper 30s with 38 degrees now in La Crosse, 36 a little cooler though to the north in Eau Claire. Let's get a check now on those wind chill values, and it does feel a little bit cooler when you factor in the wind speeds around those low 30s or so, and some of us even feeling like the upper 20s here too this morning. High temperatures today into the low 40s in La Crosse County with some rain showers that could become possible as well. Looking at a high of 42 in Soldiers Grove, and a few light thunder showers here are possible across our extreme southern zones, but mainly in the form of rain showers across our central zones here today with highs into the upper 30s. Mid to upper 30s can be said though across the north zones with good chances of rain though. Watch out for some of those rain showers starting as early as this morning, and some of that turns heavy around the lunch hour here too for you. This afternoon, a few lingering showers are still possible after school. Temperatures at around 40 degrees for you around dismissal time. I'll be back with a check on the full weather forecast in just a bit.
Thanks, Aaron. Small businesses are still struggling post-pandemic. In addition to inflation and a looming recession, some businesses now have to start paying back loans they took out during the COVID pandemic. The Small Business Administration says struggling businesses can declare hardship and make small partial payments in the coming months, but interest keeps growing, forcing owners to waste short-term protection against a big bill down the line. If you've traveled by plane, you're likely no stranger to the long lines at security. Luckily, you can speed that process up with TSA PreCheck. PreCheck allows travelers to leave their shoes, jackets, and belts on in select TSA lines. And this week, Wisconsin residents can enroll in the program at La Crosse Regional Airport. You can sign up for the program online, then complete your application in person at the Enrollment Center. We have the link to sign up on our website at news8000.com. A new artificial intelligence tool is taking the tech world by storm, but its remarkable ability to create comes with real challenges. Bradley Blackburn reports.
The new AI tool called ChatGPT can be used to answer a question.
The circumference of the Earth is approximately 24,901 miles.
But it can do so much more.
Write a news story about ChatGPT.
Almost instantly, the program writes a document that looks very much like a human wrote it.
I've always been curious about playing with new technology.
Amar Reshi used ChatGPT to create a children's book about a little girl and an intelligent robot. He gave ChatGPT the idea, and the AI delivered the story.
I essentially had a ghostwriter who I was directing and kind of providing some guidance to, and it was crafting the story with me.
The book has angered some human authors, but Reshi says he wanted to show what's now possible.
In my opinion, this is just the beginning of this technology.
ChatGPT can tackle complex questions too, like topics that might be assigned for a high school essay. And that has many educators worried. New York City schools have already banned access to the technology on school networks and devices.
I absolutely think humans deserve to know the truth.
Princeton undergrad Edward Tian believes he has a solution. He created GPT-0. Teachers can use it to determine if something was written by a human or AI.
Have you heard from any students out there that are a little frustrated with you?
Yeah, so the reaction has been pretty astonishing. I've been hearing from teachers all over the world that have reached out. A lot of them have been trying out GPT-0 and saying it actually confirmed some suspicions.
Edward is looking to improve his technology, and so is the company behind ChatGPT. Developers there are reportedly ready to release a more powerful AI in the coming months.
Blackburn reached out to ChatGPT, but they declined his request for an interview.
A little bit of a soggy start here this morning from City Cam 8 behind me, and our current conditions in La Crosse look like this, with a light rain showers now falling here at the airport, 38 degrees, and the same temperature can be said here at the station here at News 8. And we're also looking at visibility levels looking good at around 10 miles, a little bit high though for the relative humidity, thanks to all the moisture producing the rain showers. Meanwhile in Eau Claire, also looking cloudy here too. Temperatures at 36 degrees, visibility looking good here as well at around 10 miles. Large low pressure system is currently influencing the area here across the upper Midwest, and we are looking at some of that rain that continues to pull its way north across the Coulee region this morning. And a lot of the heavier rain kind of focused down to the south, right around Crawford County, and also moving north now into Vernon County. Some light showers here can be set across our central zones here this morning too. We're also watching a bit of some light rain falling north across the northern zones, moving their way north here as well, with current temperature readings mainly into the 30s. In Eau Claire, it's 36, La Crosse at 38 degrees, Black River Falls is at 35 degrees here for you this morning, with wind chill values making it feel like we're currently into those low to mid 30s though. Our forecast highs today, look at this, into the upper 30s to low 40s, so a very mild day here on this Monday, with rain that will continue to fall and temperatures holding steady into those low 40s in many spots. In fact, you'll see this here on Sky Tracker as far as the rain here, especially moving north across the Coulee region today. By around 1 o'clock, we're still dealing with some rain showers falling across the area. Around 5 o'clock or so, we start to see this dissipate here a little bit as far as that rain goes, more scattered activity with some snow here concentrated to the north associated with that low, and you can see it wrapping around here too. Notice how it's starting to move in our general direction as we head into overnight. So some of the rain here across our western zones may even mix here with a little bit of some light snow as it continues to move east. By around 5 a.m. though, it does look like a lot of the snow may dissipate as it begins to track in our general direction. So for the morning commute tomorrow, maybe a few light snow showers kind of lingering around the area. Also into 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But then after that, around the afternoon tomorrow, all of that does come to a close. The only exception is we're still going to be pretty cloudy here tomorrow with not a lot of sunshine here to work with. And you'll see that on the 8-day forecast as well. Even though those precipitation chances do begin to decline, especially after Tuesday, it still remain cloudy into Wednesday with snow showers expected Wednesday night into early Thursday. That's why we have that alert day there for you. And then after that, Friday through Sunday, partly to mostly cloudy temperatures near normal for this time of the year, which will be into the upper 20s to low 30s. But again, that comes later this week. Stay with us, though. We're back with much more news and weather. That's still to come here on News 8 Now this morning. But for now, we are sending you to break with a look at what happened on this day in history for January 16th. We'll be right back. Well, it sure is a bit gloomy here this morning from City Cam 8 behind me, showing some of those wet streets and sidewalks from some of the rain showers. Temperatures into those mid to upper 30s here currently, and you can see all the rain that continues to track its way north across the Coulee region. There's still a lot more where that came from here, and as we take you into your dog walking forecast, we'll be continuing to watch for some of that rain here throughout the morning, and especially as we take you into the afternoon, as some of that could turn heavy at times as well. Watch out for some scattered showers here on the evening walks as well. Stay tuned. We'll have a check on your commute forecast. That'll be next in weather.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. Super Wildcard Weekend is easily one of the best weekends of the year. We had 5 high-stakes football games, and they didn't disappoint. Most importantly, yesterday, the Vikings were trying to get a first-round win against the New York Giants, but they had other plans. New York coming in as the 6th seed. The Vikings, of course, the number 3 seed. Kirk Cousins trying to show that he belongs in the playoffs and proving it early. Second and goal, Cousins keeps it himself on the QB sneak and scores. 7-0 Vikings, but New York responds. Saquon Barkley taking the pitch, turns on the Jets up the sideline, and he scores from 28 yards out. We're tied at 7. All right, now Minnesota's turn. 3rd and 1. And bringing out the trick plays, Justin Jefferson goes back to Cousins, but he's stuffed, and the Vikings are forced to punt away. That opens the door for New York. From 14 yards out, Daniel Jones finds Isaiah Hodgins in the end zone. That's a touchdown, and New York takes a 14-7 lead. All right, next possession, Vikings, 3rd and 3. Cousins avoiding pressure, but not finding anyone. That leads to a New York field goal. It makes it 17-7. But the Vikings offense stayed in it right before the half. Cousins hits KJ Osborne. He gets in for the score, and the Vikings go into half down by 3. But the third quarter was a bit of the same. The Giants marched down the field with a little bit of ease, and then Daniel Jones play action rolls out, and he hits Daniel Bellinger wide open. That's a touchdown. The Giants go up 10. But credit to the Vikings offense, they wouldn't go away. Cousins on 2nd and goal hits Irv Smith Jr. for the score. And then after another Minnesota stop, they would get a field goal to tie it at 24. Now the defense needs another stop. And on 4th and 1, Daniel Jones QB sneaks over the line. And that's good for a fresh set of downs. That sets up Saquon Barkley from 3 yards out, fights his way in for the score. Giants go up 7. And then Vikings trying to stay in it. 3rd and 12, Cousins feeling the pressure, scrambling away, and then overthrows Dalvin Cook. That leads to a punt, but they get another shot. Cousins, this time to Hawkinson in the middle of the field. That's a first down. And then on 4th and 8, Cousins, he's going to throw it well short of the line of scrimmage. Hawkinson stuffed, and the ball game is over. A lot of big comebacks for the Vikings this year, but they didn't have enough magic for one more win. I'll have more Vikings reaction later this evening. That's all for the Morning Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg took part in a protest against the expansion of a coal mine in western Germany on Sunday. The operation to evict climate activists who flocked to the site kicked off Wednesday morning and had progressed steadily over the following days. Environmentalists say expanding the mine would result in huge amounts of green gas emissions. The German government argues the coal is needed to ensure Germany's energy security. 68 people were confirmed dead after a plane with 72 aboard crashed into Hey George while landing at an airport in the resort town of Pokahara Sunday. It's the country's deadliest airplane accident in 3 decades. Rescuers are still going through the wreckage on the edge of a cliff and in the ravine below. Officials are still not clear on what caused the accident. No survivors have been found yet. The Federal Aviation Administration has launched an investigation after 2 planes nearly collided on a runway at JFK. A Delta plane was gearing up for takeoff but had to abort when an American Airlines plane crossed on the wrong runway about 1,000 feet away on Friday night. The Delta plane, with 151 people aboard, was headed for the Dominican Republic. The passengers were deplaned and the flight took off Saturday morning. Demand for a diabetes drug is on the rise, but the reason for that demand is being called into question. The drug semaglutide was originally marketed to manage type 2 diabetes, but last year it was approved by the FDA to be used for weight loss under the name Wegovy. But now the drug manufacturer is struggling to meet demand, which doctors say is creating a problem for type 2 diabetes patients.
Our patients with diabetes are struggling just to get their medications to control their blood sugars. And so we're having to substitute other medications, increase their insulin requirements. People are gaining weight back, from not being on these medications.
According to the CDC, more than 37 million Americans have diabetes. 90 to 95% of them have type 2 diabetes. Well, we all need a little light to brighten up the dark winter days. Psychologists at Mayo Clinic Health System say for those with seasonal affective disorder, light therapy is one thing that can make a big difference. It can be done simply with a light box, and it's easy and effective.
That tends to be about the sweet spot of exposure to that light. You want to make sure that the light is sitting probably about an arm's length or so in front of you. You don't have to stare directly at the light, but you want to keep your eyes open. So you could be doing things like having breakfast or a cup of coffee, watching TV, working online or scrolling through things.
Dr. Sawchuk recommends you use light therapy until the days get longer in the spring or until your mood improves. A new year in Minneapolis is starting off with a surge of violence. So far, 16 people have been shot over 7 days, but these shootings coincide with a record number of illegal guns being taken off the streets. Greg Chapman has more from leaders asking the community to stay vigilant against gun violence.
Since the start of the new year, Minneapolis has experienced a surge in winter crime.
We, in recent days, have seen a couple of shootings that concern us.
Since January 1st, there have been at least 3 mass shootings with more than 3 people hit with gunfire, including a deadly shooting Wednesday in North Minneapolis where 2 people were shot and 1 killed in an attempted carjacking.
We're fighting against that. So guns that come into this state from other parts of the country, particularly illegally, guns that are stolen from law-abiding citizens, gun owners.
Minneapolis police is down some 200 officers, but in 2022 managed to take a record 1,100 illegal guns off the street. The city also saw 100 fewer gunshot victims and 17 fewer homicides. But going into 2023, some are concerned about this recent surge in gun violence.
The level of pain that exists in our community is off the charts. And what happens is hurt people. And there's always carryover from different types of altercations that people have.
Reverend Jerry McAfee says what he sees is more of the same, and it's time for a community to work harder to fix the problem.
You can't arrest depression. You can't arrest hopelessness. And you cannot legislate a sound mind. A person has to want to do that. And what we're going to have to do as a community, we got to do better in dealing with our kids.
McAfee and Alexander agree the city cannot arrest itself out of this situation.
And we're confident, quite frankly, with the help of the community, both our business community, neighborhood communities, we're going to stay on top of this.
McAfee wants parents who need help to reach out. Groups like 21 Days of Peace, A Mother's Love, Freedom Fighters, and Mad Dads are here to help. A battle over free speech, academic freedom, and claims of Islamophobia at Hamline University is getting national attention. An adjunct professor teaching an art class showed an image of the Prophet Muhammad upsetting some Muslim students on campus. Aramweta Datala, the president of the Muslim Student Association at Hamline University, was one of the students who says he was offended, as images of the Prophet Muhammad are forbidden.
I was extremely hurt, disappointed by the actions of the professor, and I couldn't bring myself to return to that class ever again. It was painful for me and my Muslim students, my family, and my community.
Some in academia are concerned this incident could impact academic freedom. The Council of American Islamic Relations in Minnesota says the trigger warnings weren't enough. An Iraq War veteran is taking part of an initiative to help kids learn life through woodworking. John Larson shows us these lessons extend beyond the classroom.
At Webster Elementary School in Minneapolis.
You've heard that before? That's the robin.
The lesson for the day isn't about math or reading.
You're going to build one bird feeder.
It's about birds, in particular. Building bird feeders.
Some of them have never picked up a hammer and nails. Some of them can't identify 5 birds by name.
Veteran Carl Erickson is hoping to change that. He's with ELPIS, a nonprofit organization that helps at-risk youth gain tools for their future. A while back, Carl got the idea to teach 10,000 fourth graders how to build bird feeders. Webster is the 7th school his group has visited, and it doesn't cost the district a dime.
Because financial barriers for districts, for parents, not always the best thing. They don't always line up for having extracurricular things come into their schools.
But here, they do, thanks to a donation from the VFW and donated wood from local businesses.
I love it. I love to see the kids' faces. They're really happy at the end.
The hope is that projects like this and woodworking in general can become a life skill or even a hobby for these kids.
It was really fun.
They believe it's a win for the birds, a win for recycling, and a win for the students. At the end of the day, they learn that hard work pays off, and the bird feeders are theirs to keep.
I'm going to hang it up outside. Not outside, but by my window.
Kids want to do cool stuff, and they want to look forward to things. And if we can help them meet that expectation, it makes for a good school day.
Carl and his group plan to visit 10 more schools in Minneapolis over the next couple of months. While Reedsburg is home to Wisconsin's first Ford dealership, the first sanctioned Little League in the state, and home to about 10,000 people. The only missing piece is the world's largest puzzle.
A funeral home is probably not where you'd expect to find the world's largest puzzle, but puzzle lovers fit right in at Grass Funeral Services this weekend. Funeral home owner Nina Grass got the idea to host the event after hearing about the puzzle on TV. Though it may be unexpected, Grass says the building size offers the perfect amount of space to complete the puzzle.
But I thought, we have the funeral home, we have tables, we could do it as a community event.
People of all ages came together to start the 60,000-piece puzzle on Friday evening. They've broken it up into 22 puzzles to complete over the weekend.
So we invited the community, and we've had people coming and going from a half an hour to spending several hours here making the puzzle.
They plan to finish it today, but it'll now be completed in Partyville in a few weeks. The event has drawn in puzzle experts from all over the state.
People have came up from Madison and all over the place just to complete the puzzle, so it's more than just Reedsburg.
The puzzle is called What a Wonderful World. It features a map of the globe showcasing dozens of iconic locations, from the Taj Mahal to Mount Rushmore.
But we've learned that there's lots of details which have made it more challenging, but people are having a wonderful time.
A little fun fact, Emily Haugen is the biggest puzzler here at News 8, and I think we should send her to Reedsburg. The completed puzzle will be 8 feet tall and 25 feet wide, and the funeral home owner says they're still deciding where to display the finished product.
Well, it sure is a bit of a gloomy start here this morning. City Cam 8 showing us that here too, with some showers that continue to work their way north across the Cooley region. You can see all the widespread rain that continues to move in our general direction, with current temperature readings well into the 30s here this morning. 36 degrees now in Eau Claire. Meanwhile, further south in La Crosse, you're a little bit warmer at 38. 36 right now can be said currently in Sparta. The forecast, though, overall today will call for those rain showers to continue. A high expected to be around 41 degrees, making it very mild for this time of the year. And for tonight, we'll drop down to 32, with some of that rain even mixing with some light snow here at times as well as those temperatures fall, and north-northwest winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. So for your drive cast here this morning, we are expecting the rain to continue here for that morning commute, and some of that rain may even turn heavy at times for your lunch hour. So make sure to drive slowly out there. And also for the evening, some scattered rain showers will likely continue as well. But stay tuned. We'll have another check on your weather forecast. That'll be next in weather. Dua?
Thanks, Derek. Well, coming up in the Buzz Report, Lizzo and Ed Sheeran are headliners at this year's New Orleans Jazz Festival. Coming up after the break.
Well, it sure is a bit of a gloomy start here this morning as we are tracking some rain showers that continue to move in across the Cooley region. As a matter of fact, it is currently raining now in La Crosse. Temperatures here for you at 38 degrees. At least the visibilities, though, are coming in clear at around 10 miles. Meanwhile, as we go north towards Eau Claire, we're also looking at some wet streets and sidewalks here, too. Temperatures at 36 degrees. Visibilities, though, have been reduced here a little bit towards 5 miles. So make sure to keep that in mind as you head off towards your morning commute. Other than that, we're currently under the influence of the strong low pressure system that has been responsible for bringing us rain here across the Midwest, as well as a little bit of snow wrapping around the northwest side of that low pressure system. We may actually tap into some of that wintry weather later on tonight. We'll get to that in a second. But first, here's what it looks like right now. Got a lot of shower activity that continues to move in across the area from the south, and you can see a lot of the heavier rain focused across our southern zones around the Prairie du Chien area, Mount Sterling, starting to get a little bit of some more moderate to heavier rain. Meanwhile, across our central zones, we're looking at light to moderate rain that continues to move north. Across our north zones, same story here too. Lots of rain that continues to pull its way north across the area, and this will only continue here, it looks like, throughout the day, which we'll get to in just a bit. For now, your current temperatures as you head out the door into those mid to upper 30s this morning, but some spots feel a little bit cooler than the actual temperature, especially areas like Viroqua and down towards Prairie du Chien, where we're looking at 20s and low 30s when you factor in the wind chills. Let's talk about your forecast highs today. Very mild highs into the upper 30s to low 40s. And here's your day planner throughout the day, looking at some of those rain, off and on rain showers, temperatures holding steady into those low 40s throughout the afternoon here as well. And you'll see on Sky Tracker all the rain showers that continue to move their way north across the Cooley region this morning and also into the afternoon. That's probably when we're going to see the majority of the heavier rain that will fall in, maybe even a little bit of some light thunder here as as well. Around 5 o'clock, some scattered showers here as well will continue. We're going to be watching that low, though, because you can see it will wrap around that snow. That snow is forecast to move its way in our general direction. Overnight tonight, it may begin to impact portions of our western zones there. But as it continues to propagate towards the east, you can see some scattered light snow showers will fall here across portions of the Coulee region by early tomorrow morning. And then it looks like a lot of this, though, should come to a close by tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock or so. But by tomorrow afternoon, I do expect all the precipitation in general to come to a close. Then we're just left over with cloudy skies and some cooler temperatures behind that storm system as well. So let's get a check on your 8-day forecast. You'll see that we do have those chances of rain and snow in the forecast through Tuesday. Cloudy skies linger on Wednesday. And then we'll watch our next system Wednesday night into Thursday. That could give us some snow.
A release date has been set for Idris Elba's highly anticipated movie Luther: The Fallen Son. The actor also shared a teaser trailer on social media. In Luther: The Fallen Son, a gruesome serial killer is terrorizing London while disgraced detective John Luther sits behind bars. Luther decides to break out of prison to solve the case by any means necessary. The Netflix film will hit select theaters February 24th and then stream on the platform March 10th. Lizzo and Ed Sheeran are among the headliners at this year's New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. The festival, which features hundreds of acts, will take place over 2 weekends beginning April 28th. The lineup also includes Santana, Jon Batiste, Kane Brown, the Lumineers, and the Wu-Tang Clan. We're heading to break with a look at today's Who's 8.
That's right, Dua. We have one today who is turning 8 months, and that's Cohen. Now, Cohen is a happy and laid-back baby who smiles at anything, as you can see there, and also anyone. He's giving some smiles there for the camera, and he hopes his smile makes everyone's day.
I love his little dude shirt. It is so adorable.
Absolutely.
Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website. It's news8000.com, and you want to look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. A local author hosted a book signing at Pearl Street Books on Saturday called Sally the Squirrel Goes to School. La Crosse's own Jolene Goodman wrote her first book in December, taking place in Cashton. Goodman says her book is dedicated to her grandchildren.
I have just loved children's stories, and I was really missing my grandchildren during the pandemic, and wrote them mostly for them. And so this is the first one that was published.
If you missed the signing and would like to check out her book, you can pick up your own copy at Pearl Street Books in downtown La Crosse. It was the final day to catch the Show Choir Classic in Onalaska on Saturday. Choirs from across Minnesota and Wisconsin came to perform. Onalaska's choir director says keeping this annual tradition is alive for both the club and the community.
It's never not happened, even through snowstorms, and they've always been, I don't think a classic has ever been canceled. So it does generate a lot of revenue if we get a lot of people to come and eat our food. So it's definitely our main fundraiser of the year.
And it wasn't just group songs. Soloists also got the chance to perform for the judges and compete in the finals. Also at the show choir competition on Saturday, Miss America. This year's winner, Grace Stanke, is from Wisconsin. She says Miss America is about empowering women and girls, and she hopes to help spread that message in her role.
We had so many incredible, powerful female role models that we are continuing to need in society. And that's what Miss America is all about. We're promoting those women. We're promoting that powerful platform.
She also performed with her violin and says she enjoys connecting with kids and learning their stories. Would your kid like to be an air cadet? If so, they're in luck. The La Crosse Composite Squadron is recruiting the next generation later today. Through the Civil Air Patrol Cadet Program, kids over 12 can get a chance to experience flight, learn to be a pilot, and eventually could join the Air Force. Interested kids and their parents can learn more at the informational session at the Civil Air Patrol building. That'll go from 7:30 p.m. until 8:30. Those who attend will also get the chance to tour the building and get to know current cadets. Also happening today, Viterbo University is honoring one of America's great civil rights leaders. At the Fine Arts Center, keynote speakers and professors will be honoring Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. Speakers at the event aim to educate, inspire, and encourage the La Crosse community to work together to get rid of oppression. A community member will also be presented with this year's Martin Luther King Jr. Leadership Award that honors someone in the area who represents Dr. King's ideals. This year, Bridget Todd Robbins, who works in Youth Supporters, will be honored.
It's an opportunity to elevate those that are leading in our community. It's an opportunity to come together for this event and celebrate our culture in our community.
This event is free and open to the public. It starts today at 7 p.m. at Viterbo's Fine Arts Center. The event will also be streamed on Facebook.
And as you head out the door this morning, keep in mind we are tracking some rain showers out there, and it looks like that will continue throughout the day. As you can see there on the planner, looking at temperatures this afternoon only into the low 40s, making it very, very mild for this time of year. A light southeast wind around 5 to 10 miles an hour to work with. So pack that umbrella and rain poncho. I think you might need it if you're heading off anywhere outside today.
All right, well, I don't know much about football, but I was told on my first day this morning I was supposed to bring up the Miami Dolphins.
I just want
for
to know.
Derek.
I want to know. I'm going to track those people down. Who told
Well,
you
then
to do
you're
it?
going to have to track down the entire morning crew, Derek.
So everybody. Okay. that's
Everybody.
fine.
The moment I walked in. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Don't forget to keep up with the news of the day on news8000.com, and we'll have the latest updates on today's top stories at News 8 Now at noon. We hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching News 8.
Oh man. Yeah.